Welcome back to Subnautica. This is episode 5 of my series that's a relaxed, non-scary guide to starting the game. I came back here to this area where we had experimented last time with different ways to sort of extend our air supply and avoid death or use death to our advantage. I came back here because there were a few things that I thought were worth exploring and explaining. This is a material that I saw last time that can be on these little volcanic stacks. That's ruby. There was another thing over here. I don't know if we ever talked about brain coral, but brain coral is cool. It will just release 3 air bubbles every once in a while, and you can use these to refill your tank. So if you're ever down deep and you see one of these brain coral releasing bubbles, you can stop there and actually completely refill your tanks or multiple tanks by just standing in the path of the bubbles and allowing them to fill your air. The second thing I saw over here is these gel sacks. I'm going to go and grab one of these. Stay away from our friend the sand shark. Get burnt in the process. And there are a couple of materials as well. Let's see if I can find one over here. I'm trying to stay out of the heat, but I'm not doing a very good job. Yeah, here we go. Here's one down here. This is lithium. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to come up here, even though it's going to burn me a little. Doesn't do much damage at all, as you can see. But it can startle you. And the last thing in this area is this over here. So this is a time capsule. These are left behind by other players. Sometimes they've got useful materials in it. Sometimes it's garbage. Sometimes it's empty. Also, they can leave behind a note and a picture. So I'm going to grab this real quick. I may have to censor this depending on what's in here, but we'll see. Rubies, gold, and lithium. Exactly what we just picked up. Wonderful. Do I have room for this? Salvage. We're very short on materials at the moment, so let's head back up to our sea moth. And then once we're in there, I'll go ahead and show you the see if we can take a look at that picture and text that the person left behind. So if we open our PDA and we come into the data bank, we've got a section here called Time Capsules. And then the title of it is Floating Base. Okay, so here the person's just taking a picture of the base. You can see that there are different rooms. All we built is these little tubes. Obviously, there are other things. Some of these we have recipes for, some of them we don't, but very cool. And they've got a little message here. There used to be a rock and then it just disappeared. So if this is yours, if you left this behind, I found it. Leave me a comment. I think we're done here. Let's go ahead and head back. I want to go ahead and rebuild the base in the Grassy Plateau. And then I'm going to also want to avoid hitting anything. We're down, right now we're at 74 points of health. We don't have a repair tool at the moment. We're going to definitely want to build a repair tool here soon. With a repair tool, we can just stop and fix this. If the health goes down to 0, we lose the sea moth, so we don't want to do that. So I'll avoid hitting anything unless it's a biter, in which case I will ram at full speed because I do not care for the biters. Sometimes you'll hit something and it'll do damage, sometimes it won't. Depends on how fast you're going and how big it is. We're also going to need some food and some water. I usually do that ahead of time, but I figured I'd go ahead and share that with you so that you could see a couple things that I could probably show you about that. We are going to need to gather materials because we left a lot of stuff behind last time. So let's go around here and get some materials, and then we'll build the base. Mostly what we need. Well, we'll see what we need here shortly. Actually, let's go ahead and see what we can at least start with. All right, so as before, we're going to build just a real simple great. Do we have enough to do the solar panel? I doubt it. Quartz, titanium, and copper ore, and we jump over here. Very little. Saw copper. I need quartz. If you're looking for something like quartz, sometimes it's easier to go a little higher and look down in the grass. It kind of jumps out at you when you get above a certain point. Oops. And right into my sea moth. Like there's one right there. All right. We do need other materials as well, so let's just gather what we can. Lead we don't really need that much of. Actually, we will need some lead. One of the events that happened that I've edited out, because it was sort of a story element, there are now areas of radiation that we need to be aware of, and I'll show you when we get to it here. But yeah, we do have a new blueprint, a recipe available that we'll need to use.
30 seconds.
Let's see, does it give me what I need here? Excellent.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Power restored. All primary systems online.
All right, so inside here, I want to get back our fabricator, which we don't have materials to build. I also want a storage locker, which we don't have materials to build, and we'll get our battery charger back too, which we don't have materials to build. All right, so we can drink some water. We'll need to make more water here shortly. We definitely need titanium, and we do have metal salvage, but I think what we need mostly is the cable coral. We come up here. Cable coral only exists in shallower areas, so if we come up this cliff here, we should be able to find some. Yeah, it looks like there's some right here. Perfect. We don't have our knife. Let's go ahead and get our knife out. Nope. Have it equipped. Go. Two of those is enough, I think. All right, and then let's go get some fish. I don't want to bother with something small. I'd like to get something like original if we can. There should be some around here somewhere. We are getting very hungry. Boomerang, not ideal. Here we go. Here's a couple regiments. There's one. Get the other one. Where'd he go? Okay, that should be good. Hopefully we have what we need to do the fabricator. I'm still missing titanium, I guess. You don't have any titanium? All right. Yeah. I think there was a sea moth fragment down here. Yeah, let's go ahead and scan this. We don't have a battery. Let's not scan that.
Emergency. Starvation imminent. Seek calorie intake immediately.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Grab the lead. Grab the titanium. All right, we'll see what this does. Before we do anything else, let's get the food. Okay, so let's go ahead and...
Vital signs stabilizing.
Perfect. All right, so we do need more water. That we'll go ahead and do that. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and craft a few more things here. Now that we're not in dire need. Okay. So one new thing that we have here is an advanced materials option. So this is made from the gel sack and the ruby. This is called Aerogel. I'm going to go ahead and craft this just because we happen to have the materials, and this will save us one spot. We don't know if we'll get a use for this soon or not. We've got it crafted now if we do need it. Here, under equipment, this is what I was talking about earlier that we'd use the lead for. So there is, like I said, there was a story element that happened that caused radiation areas to appear. So we're going to want to craft this just in case we end up in one of those areas. So we'll go ahead and get some fiber mesh. Again, that's made from the Creepvine. So we'll get that. See if there's anything else. No, I think that's good. Can we do more of these items? Wonderful. And we probably can't do this. So we need a wiring kit and copper wire and titanium for that. So let's go ahead and leave some items behind here. We don't need this lithium. We don't need the rubies. We'll go ahead and keep this just in case we want it. We shouldn't need the table coral or the gold. Put the lead here temporarily. We'll need that back once we get the fiber mesh. Let's go ahead then and we'll head out and get a few more things. So one thing I definitely want to get here quickly or soon, I get a couple of acid mushrooms because we're going to want to do at least one more battery because we're a battery short. Actually, let's get 2. Enough for 2. All right. Since we're short on water too, let's also grab, I think up here. Yeah, here we go. So we've got this is the coral tubes. There's a recipe to make water that we're going to use. I'll go ahead and show that to you here shortly. A little dark here, but let's go through and I think the materials I really need are ones from deeper. Let's not spend too much time in here. Let's go ahead and see if we can get the Creepvine. I think the Creepvine would be more over this way. I remember. I see something over here. And if you recall, the to get the Creepvine samples, you just swim up to it. Not enough space in inventory. So we may have to make another trip. Should have crafted those batteries before I came off this way.
30 seconds. Oxygen.
All right, so let's get the battery. That. I should have made the copper wire first. Let's go ahead and make another battery just in case. All right, great. And then we will go ahead and switch batteries here. I need 2 more copper to make my copper wire. And we need more fiber mesh. Let me hop back in here real quick. Get rid of this. We have 1 salt. Let me show you here. So if we go here to basic materials, with salt and the coral tube sample, we can make bleach. So you can use this to disinfect water. which is a great way to do water. Let me show you. We come down here to water. The normal recipe we might use would be this bladderfish. This will make 6 ounces of water. 1 bottle of bleach will make 2 12-ounce bottles of water. So basically 1 salt and 1 table coral, no, 1 coral sample will allow you to make the equivalent of 4 bladderfish worth of water. Right, so we've got just 1 of these now, but that will give us 2 big bottles of water. I will drink 1 and have the other one for standby. All right, great. So what we still need, later, we need more copper. We're looking for limestone. There's 1. I think 1 might be enough, but let's go ahead and get 2. This way there should be some more. Let's see what's in here. I don't know if we scanned this already. We have not. And now that we have a battery, we actually can't scan it. Perfect. Laser cutter. We've got 1/3 of that. Okay. How much space do we have here? We have room to get several more creepvines. So let's do that. Let's head over and get some creepvine. One, 2, 3. Excellent. I don't think we have space. No, we're almost out of space. Okay. I'm not sure if I said it already, but normally I would not be carrying the extra air tank, but since I'm stopping to explain things, it's good to have it. So that's why I'm carrying it around. It's up to you, personal choice, whether you want to sacrifice a little bit of inventory space to get the extra air or not. All right, so let's craft these. Let's go ahead and get the copper wire. Let's finish, if we can, this. Perfect. And then I think we have at least 1 half-dead battery. Excellent, excellent. We don't need this, so we'll put that in storage for now. This is edible in a pinch. Well, now it's not. If it was not rotten, it would be edible in a pinch. So if you're really desperate for food and you happen to be in the kelp forest, you can definitely cut some of this off and eat it real fast. Doesn't need cooked or anything. So it is a source of food if it's not rotten. So we also don't need that. I believe we need 2 lead to repair or to craft that suit. I thought I saw some laying around here. Can I find it again, or is it gone? I swear there was some over here somewhere. Grass. May have disappeared when I crafted this. All right, no matter. Let's go ahead and collect some more. So we need, I think, 1 more lead. I feel like I've collected 1,000 lead. I can't believe now that I finally need it. I only have 1, but no matter. Sure, we'll get 1 at some point. Along here, no, spiders everywhere. I'm sure when I replay this, I'm gonna see a million of them that I missed. Okay, there's the 1 we needed. All right, we'll go ahead and craft that radiation suit. And if we go ahead and open our inventory, it has gone ahead and put this on automatically. So we've got the suit, we've got radiation gloves, and we also have a helmet. Now, unfortunately, you need to choose between the rebreather, which allows you to deep breathe more deeply without using extra oxygen. You have to choose between the rebreather and the helmet. So if you're in an area like we are right now that does not have radiation, definitely wear your rebreather, especially if you're going deep. And then when you cross into an area where there's radiation, you can switch over to the radiation helmet. Fortunately, the radiation doesn't penetrate deep. So usually by the time you get deep enough that you need the rebreather, you don't need to be wearing the radiation helmet. And then vice versa. When you're in a radiation area, chances are you won't need the rebreather at least the whole time. So just go ahead and switch those off depending on what your needs are. Unfortunately, it does tie up 4 spaces in your inventory. And the only other thing I want to keep an eye out for is we need a little bit of sulfur to build the repair tool. Go ahead and take a look here under tools. Yeah, the repair tool, we need silicone, rubber, cave sulfur, and titanium. The cave sulfur is the sulfur that's left behind by a crash fish. So I'm sure if I go up in those caves, I could find one eventually, but we'll just wait until we come across one. I think we'll be okay. We're not going to be using the sea moth here too much. I think the next thing I want to do is go ahead and explore another biome that we've not been to. This biome is one that was referenced when we first came into this area, that there's a cave system underneath. And sure enough, right here is an entrance. There is another entrance here that's nearby that I'm going to go ahead and start with. It's right on the other side of this big wreck. So if you happen to be playing in this in the same area, you can go ahead, go past the wreck. This biome stretches over a large area, and there's something sort of at the far end of it. But with our air situation and the fact that we can't drive our sea moth very deep right now, I want to get just a little bit of a head start. So we can see here, this is another entrance to the same area. We're going to go ahead and come down here and come in this way. So let's real quick, before I do this, I want to make sure that our tanks are full. We've got plenty of space for inventory. Ideally, I would have enough stuff to build a little mini base in case I get into deep trouble and I need to create a base. But we'll go ahead, I think, and risk it without that. So yeah, let's go ahead and give this a shot. If this doesn't work, we'll figure out a plan B. All right, so this biome is the jelly shroom cave. There are a few things in here. These large pink purple mushrooms are the jelly shrooms. The big snake things flying around here, or swimming around rather, are crab snakes. They're also known as murder noodles, so you might want to be careful. There are different little caches of materials in here. Some of these you can scan. Some of these look newer, some of them look older.
This gave support a microcosm of unique, possibly predatory life forms. Detecting an artificial structure somewhere in the region.
Right, and that artificial structure is something that we are interested in. Now, as you go along here, there are several openings up into the area above that you can follow. It's a little bit maze-like, so I don't know if I'm taking the most ideal path getting where we're going, but we're going to give it a try and see if we can find it. I'll talk more about the crab snakes in a future video. I'm going to just concentrate on swimming here and getting where we're going as quickly as we can and with minimal chances of getting eaten. Okay, excellent. Here we go. All right, so this is where I wanted to come. This is an old abandoned base. We can scan a lot of things here, but right now, because we're short on air, let's come up here. There's an opening right up here, and we can see that we're in a radiation area now, and we are also in need of oxygen. So let's come up here, grab our oxygen, make a note of where this is so that we can come back in the future. All right, so let's take a look and see where we are here at the surface. So we're pretty close here to the back of the Aurora. So if we were to come here, we could head towards the back of the Aurora, and this is the crevice we just came up through right here. And if we look here, there are two of these pillars that have multiple rings of these sort of floating rocks. They have these floaters on them to have them float. But yeah, we can come down here and we can actually come directly here if we can find this spot, or we can do it the way we did. We're now almost 800 meters away from our base. So we came in a straight line 800 meters. It is possible if we had the materials, and we might want to gather some materials here. We could build a little mini base right here. So we don't have to go all the way up to the surface. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and gather enough here for a little mini base. And then we can dive down and get some blueprints out of that wreck. I said wreck, I meant abandoned base. Well, it took an embarrassingly long time to find the materials that we need. We did have a run-in with a crash fish, so we got the cave sulfur that we needed for the repair tool. So that's now in our inventory. We also saw a beautiful moon view as we rose to the surface. And I think this is the last of our materials, and we're now ready to go down and build that little mini base so we have easy access to air without going all the way to the surface.
Welcome aboard, Power restored. All primary systems online.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and switch over to the rebreather because the radiation won't be too bad down here. And we're going to come down and do a little bit of scanning. Hopefully the crab snake will leave us alone. There are going to be some useful things to scan around here, but the main thing I wanted to do, and the reason we came down here, is because the multi-purpose room is super valuable as a base building item. If you're following the main storyline and doing things in the expected order, you'll probably get it before this, but honestly, a lot of people find this base sort of out of order. Can't scan through there. This is magnetite. That'll be useful later. Grab this.
New blueprint acquired.
Over here. Anything in here? What is this? Power cell charger fragment. As you can see, there's a lot of things to scan around here. So this is a really good location. There are also ads around. Let's see, how are we doing here? Oh, I do not have this set to pause. Yeah, let's go in here for just a second. These drooping stingers, very dangerous. Did we get this real quick? There are a lot more things that we could scan down here. Let's go up and snag a little air though first. We're also very low on battery.
Oxygen.
So when you're in your base, you are not protected from the radiation. So we'll go ahead and put on our helmet real quick. I'm thinking if there's anything else that we want to gather from down there. I think I'll probably leave it at that. Let's take a look and see what we've done here. So we have gotten a new recipe here for enameled glass. That's a result of something we scanned down there. So that's a stalker tooth and glass combined to make enameled glass. So there's probably a blueprint that we got that requires enameled glass. So stasis rifle. This freezes physical objects in place. This is sort of a defensive weapon that we could build if we wanted. So that requires that magnetite. We found one of those down there. If we wanted to, we could go get more magnetite and craft that. I don't think we need that. We've got several rooms that have unlocked. So the multi-purpose room, that's what we scanned, and that has also unlocked a few things here. A large room, multi-purpose room, which multi-purpose room glass dome rather. So this is an alternate roof to the multi-purpose room that gives us a view outside. That does require the enameled glass, so that's why we got the recipe for the enameled glass, and a large room glass dome. So this requires 2 of the plasteel ingots. So that's the lithium plus titanium ingot makes the plasteel ingot. So these are things that we can now build. We also have the recipe for the thermal plant. This is something that will convert heat into energy. So this will give us a way to build when we don't have access to solar. So the thermal plant and the bioreactor. So these are both things that will produce energy at greater depths and when we don't have access to sunlight. So very useful there. All right, let's go ahead and replenish our big air tank again. Make another run down there real quick, just to see if there's anything else that we want to scan in that base.
Passing 200 meters.
These crab snakes do hang out in the centers of these tubes, so if you see one laying in there, just leave them alone. They'll jump out at you and really do a lot of damage. We may have some other sections here we could scan. Stay away from the stinger. This base cannot be repaired, so don't attempt it. But there are a lot of things in here that we can scan. Blueprints we don't have, including things like decorations and stuff like that. So stay away from these. The data boxes hold blueprints, which is better than having to scan the parts, so they're nice.
New blueprint acquired.
Had a lot less air than I thought. Get the heck out of here, my friends. Oh, beautiful.
Oxygen.
Yeah, I may be dead here. I don't know why I had so much trouble. Oh, I don't have my rebreather. Alright, you got to remember to put your rebreather on before you go diving. Lesson to the kids at home. Alright. Let's give this a try again. I don't think we scanned the observatory. Let's go ahead and scan that real quick.
New blueprint acquired.
So if you stay really low and off to the side, you should be able to squeeze through these. There's a bed. You could use a bed.
New blueprint acquired.
Nothing here. Nothing in here.
Blueprint acquired.
Alright, pretty good. Let's go ahead then and work our way back. Clumsy, clumsy. There's more areas to here to explore. Let's take a quick look up here. If there's anything that we want. I don't think there is. It's back down to where we were. Yep.
30
Good
seconds.
Lord. Alright, and I've gone the wrong way. I'm gonna die again. Oh my god. I'm stuck.
Oxygen.
Very disoriented. It's probably a mistake.
Oxygen.
I don't know that we can make this or not. Okay, we did.
Welcome aboard.
Okay. Oh. I guess I didn't switch air tanks. Huh. Alright, I think that we got what we wanted. I'm going to go ahead and switch my rebreather. And we're going to go ahead and head home. We won't be in the we won't be in the radiation long, so we'll just go ahead and head in this direction. The radiation will fade as we get further away from the aurora. And we can just head back to our bases. We're actually closer to the life pod here than we are to our other base. So let's go here and grab some materials. Can't remember, I left materials here at the geyser base, but we'll see what we've got. Yeah, these would have been great. I'm not going to make these yet.
Emergency. Starvation imminent. Seek calorie intake immediately.
All right, we don't have any food in here, right? Super. Too fast, or maybe I got too full inventory. I don't know.
Vital signs stabilizing.
I don't think we have anything here at the geyser. Let's check and see what our materials are there. We are out of battery.
Well,
Oh yeah, we do have a few things here.
board captain.
Okay, so there's our geyser, there's our life raft. Where is our... Over here. We need to get it back. You can see we traversed a pretty big distance down in that jelly shroom cave, so it is pretty sprawling of a biome. Lots down there. We're full. Just grabbing some materials because we'll want to build a little bit here onto our base, I think. In fact, let's go ahead and do that now. Let's see if we can build a multi-purpose room. We need, how many titanium was it? We need 5 more titanium. So I don't know if we have any titanium in here. If we can see some metal salvage. We can scan here real quick. We don't have a battery.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So you can see that when you start to build things, it makes this ghost image so you can see what you're going to get. You could complete this from in here if we had the materials. look at that. We have at least some of the materials. Let's leave some of this in here. Don't need the gold, don't need this much copper. Don't need the lead for sure. Did I grab the titanium? I need to grab the titanium. Alright, so here within the safety of our own base, we can continue to build the base. Alright. And this is the multipurpose room.
It may be prudent to separate work and leisure spaces to maximize productivity. Treat this space as your home, but never forget that it is not.
Okay, so we could do all sorts of things in here. We can build, if we take a look at interior items, here's an aquarium. So we could build an aquarium if we wanted to store fish live in here. We have a blueprint now for a power cell charger. So the power cell is what the Seamoth uses. This is very helpful, obviously, for charging up the Seamoth battery, so you don't have to keep crafting additional power cells every time that you run out of power. Works just the same way as the battery charger. We could build a bed, a desk. The bed is really only useful if for some reason you want to skip ahead in time so you can go to sleep. Time will pass in the game. It will heal you if you sleep. We'd need a fiber mesh for that. I don't think we have fiber mesh.
Calorie intake recommended.
We need food again. I'm going to need to get more resources before we can do sort of like a full thing on building bases. Maybe we'll save that for next episode. Here under interior pieces, we have this water filtration machine. And this is something that probably would be very good for us to build here. This actually will just produce water. So instead of us having to craft our own water, we can do this. This uses a lot of electricity, so we might run into power problems if we build this, but I would say it's definitely worth it. Let's go ahead and get one more titanium. And I don't think we have another one in, oops, another one here in the locker, do we? No. Let's go get a metal salvage, or scan this Seamoth piece here real quick. I want to grab another fish here. I badly underestimated how much food we were going to need this episode. Been doing a lot of swimming, I guess. But I saw the regiment over here. Nice. Yeah, there's that. Let's try a couple different fish just so you can compare what the nutritional values are. It's a boomerang. Well, these what that's called. That might be like a spade fish, maybe. Alright, so we've got that already. Go and cook our fish here real quick. Oh yeah, spade fish, we can eat these for sure. Alright. So taking a look here, Reginald, fantastic. Spade fish, pretty good, 23 plus water. Boomerang, 21 plus 3. That's not bad. So let's go ahead and eat these. And
vital signs stabilizing.
we should have what we need now to go ahead and build the water filtration machine. And again, this requires a multi-purpose room. And you can see that what it will go ahead and do is it will begin pulling water in. It's using power from the base here. So the sun's up right now, so it's not using too much. At night, this will really push this power down. But what it'll do is it'll go ahead and eventually produce water. So right now, it also produces salt. So you get basically two things out of here. You get the water bottle and the salt. But it does take a while. But this is good because as you come in and out of your base, you can just grab a water bottle as you go. These are nice big water bottles too, so they give you a good amount of hydration. We can continue to build onto this, but like I said, I think we're going to need more materials, so I think I'll maybe save that for next episode. Just taking a look and see, you can have with the base, you can have multiple power cells, obviously, or multiple power sources. So if we wanted to build something as a secondary source, we could. If we want to add on additional solar, I mean, this close to the surface, solar is definitely kind of like the best option for power. But if we wanted to continue to build things on here and we wanted a secondary source of power for when it was night, we could definitely add that on. Okay, well, our base is still not too impressive, but it's going to continue to grow if we continue to stay in this area. This is a decent base of operations for us, convenient to a lot of different things, and we'll probably look for other opportunities to build bases in other areas. But this is a decent start. So thank you very much for watching. If you guys have any questions or any requests for future episodes, please leave a comment. Happy to have this go wherever you want. I'm going to try to avoid doing story spoilers as long as I can. Eventually, though, this will probably have to convert over to a full playthrough where we actually work through the storylines. So, but yeah, if there are things you want to see in future episodes, just let me know. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I also have a bunch of Subnautica shorts, so check out my channel for more content. Thanks for watching. See you next time.